There is a place where the sidewalk ends, and before the street begins, and there the grass grows soft and white, and the sun there burns crimson bright, and there the moonbird rests from his flight to cool in the peppermint wind. Let us leave this place where the smoke blows black and the dark street winds and bends, past the pits where the asphalt flowers grow. We shall walk with a walk that is measured and slow, and watch where the chalk white arrows go to the place where the sidewalk ends. Sorry, hang on a second. Yes, okay. Yes, we'll walk with a walk that is measured and slow, and we'll go where the chalk white arrows go. For the children, they mark, and the children, they know the place where the sidewalk ends. My dad gave me $1 bill, because I'm his smartest son, and I swapped it for 2 shiny quarters, because 2 is more than 1. And then I took the quarters and traded them to Lou for 3 dimes. I guess he didn't know that 3 is more than 2. And just then, along came old blind Bates, and just 'cause he can't see, he gave me 4 nickels for my 3 dimes, and 4 is more than 3. And I took the nickels to Hiram Combs down at the seed feed store, and the fool gave me 5 pennies for them. And 5 is more than 4. And I went and showed my dad, and he got red in the cheeks and closed his eyes and shook his head, too proud of me to speak. Oh, I thought this would be something interesting and fun. I've always kind of harbored a wish to do acting gigs reading letters in historical documentaries. I just always love listening to them. I think they sound cool. So this is a letter from the front in the First World War, a British soldier that I found. I was just looking around today. So I'm going to try to approximate like a gentle London accent. Generally, accents are best worked on with the specific lines you use them for and practice a lot, but wouldn't hurt to sharpen myself up a little bit by just trying this. Okay. So it was written on the 11th of July, 1915, in France. Dear Effie, very pleased to receive your letter. Like yourself, I find my correspondence voluminous for me at times, especially since I have taken on the duties of platoon sergeant, which takes up more time than one realizes at first. We are still in the trenches and have been in action 24 days consecutively, and I don't know how long we shall keep it up. I had a dirty time yesterday morning, dodging damn grape bombs the blighters were presenting to us. Without exaggeration, they were 18 inches to 2 feet long and made a hole about 10 feet deep and 15-foot diameter at least. And we did not wait to see them burst. They can be seen descending through the air, and then a scoot is made to get as far away as possible round the corner. The iron and dirt seem to be falling for a minute afterwards. They are disturbing. Dickie Gilson has not been with us the last 24 days. He broke his glasses and would not buy new ones. Went to the doctor and all that, and worked the Oracle and was left behind with the transport. Don't know whether he worked the ticket properly and got a safer job further back. I should not blame him if he has. His nerves have been in a shocking state. He brewed a lot, as you know, and that is absolutely fatal when you have a dirty job on like this. I have not seen either Frost or Kemble out here. Do not seem to meet anybody fresh, as we are always in the same district, and relieve the same crowds, generally. Our pals, the French, in my opinion, scrap jolly well, except in the isolated instances when they're given undue prominence by our chaps. By prejudice, probably. The casualties have certainly been enormous, but a lot of them are a week old, and one cannot form any opinion of what is going on by the lists. And I should not be allowed to say what I thought of our doings lately. Cronin is still with the 5th Bedfordshires and not out yet. I think not likely to be, in all probability. I only wish we could repeat our swing performance off Penrith, especially the Wednesday evening ones. I've heard rumours of leave being given shortly, but do not rely much on it. I've been offered a commission in this battalion, and I may take it up if my papers go through satisfactorily. Kindest regards and wishes to Mrs. Lewis. Your old pal, Billy. This one is called On Visiting the Tomb of Burns. The town, the churchyard, and the setting sun. The clouds, the trees, the rounded hills, all seem, though beautiful, cold, strange, as in a dream I dreamed long ago, now new begun. The short-lived paly summer is but one from winter's ague for 1 hour's gleam, though sapphire warm their stars do never beam. All is cold beauty, pain is never done. For who has mind to relish, Minos-wise, the real of beauty, free from that dead hue, fickly imagination and sick pride cast wan upon it? Burns, with honour due, I have oft honoured thee. Great shadow, hide thy face. I sin against thy native skies. I don't remember this poem, but I like the look of the first couple lines. A Song About Myself. Part 1. There was a naughty boy. A naughty boy was he. He would not stop at home, he could not quiet be. He took, in his knapsack, a book full of vowels, and a shirt with some towels, a slight cap for nightcap, a hairbrush, comb, ditto, new stockings for old ones would split, this knapsack. Tight at its back, he riveted close, and followed his nose to the north, and followed his nose to the north. Part 2. There was a naughty boy, and a naughty boy was he. For nothing would he do but scribble poetry. He took an inkstand in his hand, and a pen, big as 10, in the other, and away in a puther he ran, to the mountains and fountains, and ghostes and postes and witches and ditches, and wrote in his coat when the weather was cool, fear of gout, and without when the weather was warm. Ah, the charm when we choose to follow one's nose to the north, to follow one's nose to the north. Part 3. There was a naughty boy, and a naughty boy was he. He kept little fishes in washing tubs 3, in spite of the might of the maid, nor afraid of his granny good. He often would hurly-burly get up early and go by hook or crook to the brook, and bring home miller's thumb, tittlebat, not over fat, minnows small as the stall of a glove, not above the size of a nice little baby's little finger. Oh, he made, 'twas his trade, of fish a pretty kettle, a kettle, a kettle, of fish a pretty kettle, a kettle. Part 4. There was a naughty boy, and a naughty boy was he. He ran away to Scotland, the people for to see. There he found that the ground was as hard, that a yard was as long, that a song was as merry, that a cherry was as red, that lead was as weighty, that 80 was as 80, that a door was as wooden as in England. So he stood in his shoes, and he wondered. He wondered. He stood in his shoes, and he wondered. I don't really like that. If you're curious about the rhythm of my delivery, it's written like this. Lots of really short lines. Please keep sending me ideas, suggestions, requests, and all of that. It's been lovely reading to you tonight. Thanks for listening.